Hey guys, and welcome back to another Deepwoken video. I know I've not done a Deepwoken video in a really long time, but I've just decided to kind of like get back into the game because obviously I wanna, do things like have more things to make content on and not just like type soul, especially when it can be dry at times. But anyways, a lot of this tier list is gonna be my opinion. Some of it may be my preference or my playstyle. But overall, if you guys disagree or agree, that's fine. You can let me know in the comments. It's your opinions. And anyways, I'm just gonna get into it. So first off, I'm gonna start with Cryptblade. So this is a legendary and it's been the most valued, a long time in Deepwoken before everything else came, in. Like we have Imperial stuff now, we have Pleaxy, we have the Piekeeper and whatnot. But before this used to be what everyone wanted in because it was worth the most. But I gotta say, I think we all know that Cryptblade is honestly not as good as it should be. It only has one crit, and that crit is kind of hard to hit. If you manage to hit it, which takes skill, you can then maybe land moves on it. But what I'm saying is, this weapon has slow M1s, it can really easily be beaten. It's not a very good heavy weapon. I think it really just maybe needs another crit or a faster swing speed, but Cryptblade really is not it for me, personally. Next up we have a curved. So, this always has had two crits, it has good M1 speed, it's really good with like the inhale talents and whatnot. Curved is a very solid weapon, honestly very solid legendary. Definitely an A for me. Next up we have the Storm's Eye. So, this is an A rank, it has decent M1 speed and damage. The critical is honestly pretty good, it only has one critical but, pretty good critical. It would be an S if the bullets were not removed from the game, honestly. But I'd have to put it at honestly, I honestly would put this below curved. Next up we have the rail blade. I don't know if I'm glazing this too much, but honestly I would put this as S rank, but hear me out. This has decent M1 speed, like for a heavy weapon it is pretty fast the M1 speed, and the damage is also really good. The critical, it has two, variants, an air and a ground critical. It shares the same cooldown, but the fact that you can enchant this weapon, alright, say you put like Tears of Eden Kai on it, for example, or a really good enchant on it, it goes crazy. So I have to say, this is an S for me, but it's just me personally, innit? If you guys disagree, it's fine. Next up, we have the Ignition Deep Crusher. So I want to honestly put this at like B rank because the thing is with Ignition Deep Crusher, it does proc rods, which is what it does best, I guess. It has good mace M1s. If you guys know how mace works, they're pretty good in general. And it does have two modes, a bleed type and a mace type. But the only reason I'm gonna leave it somewhere low, like next to Cryptblade-ish, is because of how low the damage is. But overall, even I think that honestly I'm not too sure whether to put it in front of Cryptblade or behind. I'm just gonna put it behind because Cryptblade still does good damage. It's just hard to use, I guess. Next up we have First Light, a really old legendary in the game. I barely really see anyone use this anymore, but the M1s are like they're pretty alright, I guess. The damage isn't crazy, and the critical has a large AoE. So if you get hit by like the flame, like I guess you can call them maybe arrows or flame swords that get launched around as soon as you do the crit that comes from the sky and stuff. It does that is pretty cool. But in terms of ability overall, I really doubt this weapon. I'm gonna be honest. It's cool that you can enchant it though, but it's not that great of a weapon overall. Next up, we have the Light's Final Tool. I would put this pretty high on A, but the reason I'm gonna put it on the lowest possible on A is because after the nerf, in terms of builds, after the fact that you have to add light weapon, yes, after you had to add that for the build to equip it, I think this weapon has honestly fell off. I don't like it. I've never really liked it that much. But after that, I don't think I'll ever use this weapon really. And the crit is just, it's alright, I guess. It's not all that. Builds can be really good with it if you have like blind Stay on it. It can be pretty broken because you can put a circle where they can't use mantras and just spam M1s and stuff. It's pretty nasty. I've seen it in Chime. But I'll have to put it at low A because I just, it's not all that good. Next we have the Flare Blood Karmas. So, they did nerf the bleed. I would put it on A otherwise. But because they nerfed the bleed, I'm low-key, like, really thinking of putting it a high B. After the bleed nerf, it's just not as broken as it used to be. And mind you, this tier list does relate in terms of usability and how OP the weapon is. So I guess I could put it at like, you know, A around here. It's decent still, but I've used this weapon before, but I really don't like it that much. So for me, I'll probably just put it on the cryptish, I guess. So it can go in front, I guess, because crypt is again hard to use. It's got a lot of complications, and honestly, it's a lot easier to use calm. So I'd love to put it on top of crypt really. I know some of you guys may be mad for how you're seeing crypt at the moment, but I'm telling you, crypt is just overglazed. It's not just because it looks cool doesn't mean it's good, you know? It needs a buff, for real. Next, we have the newest weapon that came out this weekly update, the Deep Swindle. I cannot exaggerate how good this weapon is, bro. And they literally can combo with each other. So you can use one critical and then go next, like go to the other one. It's just like the wind up is so low, it's insane. This weapon is crazy good. You can't enchant it obviously and all that, but definitely a weapon worth getting. Even though the NPC, I've been trying to get it these days, but the NPC just isn't there. But when I do get it, I'll make a video about making a progressing build of it, or we'll see what I do with it. But I'll for sure clip when I actually find the NPC. Next up, we have the Worm Tooth. You can't really see in this image too much, but I'm assuming this is Worm Tooth anyways. And the Worm Tooth is a really good weapon, honestly. It's an A rank for me. I don't know if I want to put it above Curved, but this has two criticals. It has a sliding crit and a standing crit, and they're both really damn good. And you can enchant the weapon, you know. It takes light weapon and it also takes heavy weapon to equip. I'm pretty sure, I'm not too sure though. Or maybe it was medium, I forgot. But this weapon is really good overall. I'm really tempted to put it above Curved, but we're just gonna put it under because I've not used this weapon yet, and Curved has always been very solid for me, so just gonna leave it at the second place on A. Next up, we got yet another new and another broken weapon, Pious Keeper. This weapon has legit 5 criticals, and not only that, the M1's proc flame. So whoever was saying this was trash, I've seen some people saying it. You guys genuinely need to get checked, bro. This weapon is the most broken weapon I've seen in the game so far. Maybe, you know, it can rival with the Deep Swindle, but I'm only putting it above because I feel like burning with 5 criticals is pretty insane in my opinion. So, you know, it will have to go at the top rank of S just because of that. But overall, Deep Swindle and it are pretty similar in terms of how good the weapon is. But again, I have my reasons to put the Pious Flamekeeper there. It's like perfect and everything. Good damage, decent swing speed, you know, things like that. Next, we're gonna be talking about the hero blades. So I just want to say every hero blade, the Shadow, Thunder, Gale, Flame, you know, Frost, they all have the same swing speed, around the same damage, you know. Here we're just gonna discuss the criticals. So the Frost, unfortunately, I have to say TR, bro, the first C rank. The reason I'm gonna put Frost to C rank is genuinely because this probably does the most damage in criticals, but it can be parried so easily and it can be avoided so easily. Like, who was thinking of this critical, bro? It's just trash. So definitely staying there. Next we have the Flame one. So I'd say Flame, the critical is pretty good, but it would be better if, like, you know, if like the crit, I guess it kind of depends on your build because the crit does put you in the air. So if you have like Flame Leap or, you know, things like that, Rising Flame, you can make a pretty good build, I guess. But for me, it's just not that great. I'll have to put it around here, I guess. Next, we have the Gale Hero Blade. So this critical, I don't know whoever uses this Hero Blade, but please tell me why. Every time I've seen this critical, it's just garbage. Where is the range and what does it even do, bro? Like, I'm tempted to put it under, you know, here just because of how bad that is, but I've seen good players with it, so I'm assuming maybe there's some sort of hope behind this weapon, so we're just gonna put it after Flame. Next we have the Shadow Hero Blade. So the critical for this is honestly really good. I prefer it over Flame, that's just me personally. If you know how to fight in the game, and obviously not just trying to, you know, spam critical, it either does high posture or can be a really good combo extender, or a move in general. The wind up is a bit long, I have to say, but it's a really good weapon overall. And yeah, I personally like it like that. Next up, we have the best hero blade, at least in my opinion, bro. The best hero blade is undoubtedly the Thunder one. The critical has the fastest wind up in all hero blades, and it has really damn good range, and it ragdolls, I'm pretty sure. Like, it's a really fucking good weapon. I'll honestly have to put it at even. I like it over crypt, I can't lie. I don't know if that's abusing it if I put it over crypt, but we're gonna do it anyways because, again, bro, I'm tired of crypt being such a dookie weapon. Please give it another crit or faster M1 speed or both. It's a legendary for a reason, bro, and it's hard to obtain for a reason too. Unless, I don't know, you found another cheese in Maestro, even though they've patched every one that I've made, that I've found, I mean, personally. Anyways, though, next up we have Purple Cloud. And this is definitely a really good weapon. I like it over curved. I don't know if it deserves to be over curved, so I'll put it like after, because I gotta say, curved is a pretty old weapon, and you know, damage wise, this and that, I'm not too sure. Honestly, you know what, bro? Let's put it over curved, because I gotta say, the fact that this has really fast M1s because you use your fists, even though it's a medium weapon, so it has medium weapon damage, right? And on top of that, it's an enchantable weapon. I gotta say, bro, that just sounds better than, you know, a curved. Next up, another Maestro drop. We have the Pale Briar. So the Pale Briar, honestly, I gotta say, at release it was dookie, we all know that. But bro, the Pale Briar got the biggest buff ever, bro. They just made it broken. The crit is so good. The crit is genuinely so good that I want to put it over Purple Cloud, but because Purple Cloud has like a lot more benefits, I'll have to put it even. I don't know, bro. Is this better than curved or not at this point? But then again, I'd say Wormtooth is better still, so I'll have to put it, you know, around here. Next, we have the Cerulean Thread. This weapon, another Maestro drop. So this is probably the best dagger type weapon in the game, I gotta say. Really good M1s, it's enchantable, and the critical is pretty special. As the name suggests, when you land your critical on someone, it pulls out a thread, which, if you ask me, is pretty OP because what it does is, you know, it grabs onto an opponent so that they can't run. They won't be able to run as long as you know what you're doing. So this is definitely a very solid weapon. I kind of want to put it above Purple Cloud just because of that crit, but I'm honestly not too sure. I think Purple Cloud has like a guard break crit. I forgot, bro. I'm a bit rusty in Deepwoken, guys. You guys are gonna have to let me go. If this tier list is not that good, I apologize. This is like what I know of Deepwoken, the clips I've watched, things like that. So we're gonna put it above curved, but you know, we'll keep it like that. You guys can always let me know in the comments. Obviously, nicely. Don't send me I'm gonna grip you IRL or wipe you IRL threats. It's okay, chat. I don't mean this in a bad way. But anyways. Next we have Gran Ruska. So, I gotta say, I really like this weapon. For PvP, if you've got like ice daggers with, say, Wayward Gem on someone and then you use your crit, it's just crazy broken. Like, when I tell y'all I'm putting this on S, I mean it, bro. Gran Ruska is OP. In fact, if you use this with Lava Serpent, broken. One word, bro, it's broken. So, definitely going on S. I was considering putting on like the highest A, but I gotta give it some love, bro. It's a dope weapon. Next we have the Stoneheart weapon. So I gotta say, for PvE this was amazing. I would put this on S full glaze, but because of my Maestro video, how to use Stoneheart and Silent Heart to beat Maestro, since they absolutely gutted that, and I don't know how they found out. Obviously, I'm not saying they watched my video and saw it, but I'm just saying me and someone else had a similar idea, or the devs saw it and they were like, yeah, this is too easy. Let me make it harder and remove the hype, like enemies not being able to attack you when you do your crit type shit. Man, that was the days. But anyways, I'm kind of upset because of that, so I'm gonna put it a bit low. I guess I'll have to put it like maybe even here because Storm's Eye is a pretty viable weapon. Even with the bullets removed, it's a fast weapon, got good crit, and wait, let me put it. Light Final Tool is not that good. There we go. I'm even tempted to put this at B. I do not like Light's Final Tool, but hey, bro. I'll put it at A because of the builds I've seen. That's all. That's all. Next we have the Crillian Knife. Oh my god, the best weapon in the game. We're gonna put this at a straight. I'm maybe gonna put it after. What's this weapon called? First Light. I might even put it after because the critical they change, but it's still a dookie weapon. It's not that good. Okay, you guys can put it like here if you want. I'll just put it there, but it's not that great. In fact, even though it's not that great, the critical is probably better than every Hero Blade critical I've seen. So why not put it like here, bro? Actually, why not put it like here? Because this critical is trash. I don't like it. Next up, we have one of my personal favorite weapons, the monkey weapon, Imperial Stuff. So, Imperial Stuff has 3 different crits. They're all really good. It's got good damage, good weapon overall, medium weapon. It's just called a staff, but I'm honestly gonna put this above Purple Cloud because, let's say, bro, it's better. It's got more crits, and it's a good weapon. I don't know if you can enchant it, I don't think so, and I'm pretty sure you can't, but it's a really good weapon. I just like it, honestly. Next up, we have the Kiers Sigger. I don't know too much to say about this weapon except it's probably really mid. I mean, it's not a crazy good weapon. The critical, if you want to have the one where you can't block it or parry it, takes really long. It has a pretty long wind up-ish. Not too long, but it's pretty hard to hit it when you're close to someone. You gotta be a bit far, which, it's not that great, but again, the critical, it's not a bad weapon overall. It's just a bit of an odd weapon, let's call it. So I'll just put it above, I guess, Stoneheart because it's a faster crit, And since Stoneheart was a bit gutted due to the as I said with the critical, I'm not trying to give it too much praise no more, so just gonna put it over there. Next up we have the Petra's Anchor. So the Petra's Anchor is a really good weapon. It's always been good, you can enchant it, good damage. It's a really goated heavy weapon, there's not much to say, bro. It's always been good, just like Grand Ruska. So I don't know if I'd consider it better than Grand Ruska. Maybe, maybe not. It's got more build options, I guess, because Grand Ruska is like a frost weapon. I'll just put it above Grand because the critical is pretty damn easy to hit because you travel with it as well, the critical, I don't know if you guys get what I mean, but it's really good, honestly. Next up, we have the Hive Lord Hubris. Okay, so I'm not gonna put this at S for one reason. If your build isn't a collapsed long brick wall silent heart, it's not broken. If it is, straight S even might be the Pious Keeper. It's unfair, bro. It's unfair how this big ass arm is OP. So we're gonna put it at, I guess, highest A because it's depending on your build. You can put this lower or higher. And honestly, too much Chime Goblins are using this build. Please stop, guys. It's not funny. You guys are not smart using this build. Next, we have the Sovereign Punishment. I honestly never really held this weapon when I came back to Deepwoken because no one uses it. It's not that good, It's basically Stoneheart, but worse. Or Hive Lord Hubris, but even worse. So we're gonna just put this at like, I don't even know, bro. Like, here? I don't know, bro. I've seen clips of this weapon. It's not special at all. It's just like another dupe of a weapon-ish. I don't know. And finally, we have the Pleaxes Infernal, whatever you want to call this. So, the Pleaxes Infernal is a very good weapon. People are saying, oh my god, it's better than Pious Keeper. This weapon is good, but it's not better than the Pious Keeper. It's got 2 criticals, 1 close range and 1 that shoots pretty far, which is dead broken, hella good. I don't hate this weapon, but it doesn't M1 proc flames, which is pretty, okay-ish. It's not all that. So I'm just gonna put it a second to Imperial, but you guys can switch this around if you want to. And just for you guys' sake, just to make A smaller, let's put this at the lowest in S because it depends. Okay, I'm gonna leave it there, but at the lowest S rank. That's all. Okay, so this is basically my tier list on the Deepwoken weapons. I hope that I wasn't too cruel to weapons, like, hopefully this at C isn't too cruel. I apologize if this got recently buffed, I have no idea. This is based on the last time I played Deepwoken. So, yeah, that's gonna be all from me. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you guys agree with most of my tier list anyways, if you guys disagree, also fine, as I said. Let me know in the comments, let me know your thoughts, like and sub if you want to. And, yeah, I'll see you guys on the next one.